Welcome back to today's video, and I believe y'all are going to be seeing this on the 27th, I believe. Well, hello everyone, and today we are going to be we're doing a scenario of what if Australia created an empire. I am very happy to do this with y'all, and I hope everything goes well today. So first, we're going to start off with a NATO being out of today's scenario, as every single Australia or every single Empire video. But we will see Australia quickly begin to use their naval superiority all the way down over here, and this is when we will begin to see them basically blocking off all um, shipments for New Zealand, as they want New Zealand. They want a vacation spot. So they will quickly capture all naval ports of New Zealand, which will look like so. And I'm just not even gonna show it because of how brutal it is. Like I'm telling you, it's so brutal. But we're gonna see the Australians quickly annex the New Zealanders. I don't know how y'all say y'all's thing, but we will see Australia quickly annex New Zealand, and now they got a little vacation spot over here now, or that's where they can all put everyone in the senior citizens' homes. They will quickly steal New Caledonia from France, and we're gonna see them annex a bunch of territories all the way over here. Yeah. They will quickly go up to the Solomon Islands and quickly annex them due to how weak they are. And they're quickly gonna annex all of Papua New Guinea. Yeah. Uh, which quickly brings a lot less nations into the Oceania area, which is not what I consider Oceania. What I consider is the Philippines all the way down to the Strait of Malacca right here, and all the way down to the Australian area up here. Like, basically, all of this is Oceania. In my opinion, it makes sense. I guess not. But we will see the Australians quickly annex the Papua New Guineans and the Solomon Islanders, the Solomoners. And we will see Australia quickly annex East Timor Leste, which just means east. So we will see Australia quickly annex them, and that's all they can do. If I'm being serious, they could probably try to sneak around all these islands and like go to Burundi and Malaysia and Singapore, but for the sake of the scenario, we're gonna see Australia annex two new countries. It's gonna be Singapore right here. I believe they own those two islands. If not, it's Australian now, and we will see the Australians annex Brunei, and Australia will do a quick naval battle. I'm not highlighting all these islands. I'm just not. But we will see Australia quickly annex all of the Philippines. But due to how many islands there are, you probably this would be taking a long, grueling battle. But we will see Australia quickly annex all of the Philippines. And the next country they would probably attack, Malaysia, as it is the next weakest target that, like, through sea borders that actually borders them, and it would probably be this much land that. And we're gonna see the Malaysians actually do something first. As soon as they were actually waiting for this, as soon as Australia declared war, we will see the Malaysians quickly take over the Singaporean areas and take over a little bit of the Bruneian areas right here, which will look like so, until they reach until the Australians will finally begin to put their patrol into here. We will quickly see the Australians quickly begin to move their navy down to the south to where the Malaysians are right here, which will quickly begin to look something like this as they will land many troops. Like, it's horrifying. But we will see the Australians quickly meet with their old Bruneian territory right here, and this is where they will begin to free up this said territory, and they'll move in through Brunei and quickly retake it all. And as you can tell, they're quickly beginning to roll through the Western Malay Peninsula area thing, as it will quickly begin to look something like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And we will see the Australians continue to roll through the Malay Peninsula, and they'll finally reach the dense forested part. As, yeah, this area is heavily forested, and it would take many weeks, months to be able to fully ravage through it. That way they can fully make them surrender. But for the sake of the scenario, we will see Malaysia quickly, the eastern Malaysian part of the country, quickly fall over to the Australians, which obviously looks like so. And surprisingly, this is when they will be getting a new ally, Indonesia. They're going to be getting their new ally of Indonesia, so that way they will confirm to not attack them. I mean, fair enough. And also for protection. And they'll even get an ally of India, which will go ahead and look like this. Yeah. And this is when we'll have the Malaysians quickly begin to fall, as the eastern part of their peninsula region over here will quickly fall. And this is when they'll fully re-liberate their Singaporean areas. And they'll continue to run through the Malay Peninsula, and it will continue to go terribly. It'll go from terribly to even worse. Yeah, not doing too well. And this is when they'll finally fully surrender, and as you can guess, it would probably be full annexation. Yeah. The eastern part fully annexed. The western part fully annexed. Like, at this point, it's very predictable about what I'm gonna say. Fully annexed, fully annexed, fully annexed. Yeah. As they'll fully annex this area over here, and they'll basically be non-existent. So now they can go up from right here all the way up to Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, or even go through the Strait of the Malacca, as they can go ahead and attack Myanmar. But that's not going to happen in today's video, as we will see their island all the way over here, begin to station troops, and move all the way up to Madagascar up here. As now their navy will reach the outskirts of Mauritius, and they'll quickly annex them. I don't know why they don't have a capital to begin with, but that works out for today's scenario. They will quickly annex them along with these islands over here. And this is when they'll begin to use their navy for an advantage, as they'll begin to completely surround the Madagascarans. However y'all say y'all's name, they'll quickly begin to legally surround them and block off any trade from Madagascar, and they'll continue to move through this little corridor right here. And they'll again block them off navally, and where they will they'll slowly run out of food and water. Yeah. They'll completely take over their southern area right down here, which will look like so. And yeah, this vast empire is going to continue to grow, as they will fully take care of their borders, and this is when they would fully surrender. Yeah, there wasn't even a naval fight, and they won. But also because they tortured them, so fair enough. So this area, now called New Australia, will become another vacation spot, like these areas all the way up here. And this is probably when they would backstab their ally all the way up here, as they would be unsuspecting, and they would be quote unquote re-liberating the people. They would quickly annex the entire Papuan area all the way over here, and they would probably just accept this as they would become a smaller nation. They would, trust me, they would begin to live on, but not as the same nation as they were beforehand. Yeah, it would. They would probably, the Australians would probably leave them alive up till this point, forcibly putting them a part of their alliance, rather where they can leave freely. Yeah, they're not allowed that anymore, as Australia will quickly annex the rest of these islands all the way up here, and yeah, this is basically what if Oceania united under the Australians. So congrats Australia, you basically got an Oceanian empire, as they will annex this from the French. Yeah. So we'll even see them also we'll even see the Indians invade into Sri Lanka, as they would take over all of this. And this is when they would declare full war onto Thailand, and they would bring in the world. No, but they would attack Thailand, and Thailand would bring in a few countries. Vietnam, um, Vietnam. That's about it. Maybe Taiwan, but they're more worried about China, so no. And Japan would probably protect Taiwan no matter what. So, um, they get these islands from the USA. Um, well, by what I mean is like the USA gave it over to the Australians. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. But we would see the Australians actually struggle for a bit, rather than fully rolling over this area, as their boats are struggling in the South Chinese Sea, as they are trying to control all of the sea. They're trying to resolve the issue for all these countries. In my opinion, they should do this in real life. So they are actually posing a good threat against the Australians, as they're actually getting pushed back rather than getting curve stomped like the other few countries. So yeah, this is when they would finally begin to push through these forests, and they are gonna rush through these tiny little slivers, and that's probably as far as they would want, as they don't really want the rest of Thailand. They just want this peninsula. Fair, in my opinion, it's fair. But we'll even see the Vietnamese get attacked a little bit, only just to get them to lower their guard before Thailand becomes that. As there will be another country on their side joining this war. Yeah, I expected this, as the Vietnam with the Cambodian war with Thailand. I expected this, as Thailand would, or Australia would quickly begin to go through South Vietnam. That brings back so many memories. Oh God. Oh God. United States. South Vietnam. Oh well, but we will see the surrender of both countries and the world. But we will see the surrender of both countries, and they will go ahead and begin to talk out a peace treaty. Uh, Australia would demand these areas all the way over here, as they honestly do not give a crap about Cambodia. They just want these lands up here, so they will get it. But the problem for Cambodia is they're on their own, and they wouldn't, yeah, which would quickly leave the Cambodians to die, as the Australians only really wanted land from Thailand. They wanted this much. So we can actually go ahead and make a new border 2 pixels. We could have done that with Myanmar, but now we're going to see the complete capitulation of Cambodia, which will look like so after Vietnam will completely annex these areas of Cambodia and this island right here, make themselves a little thicker rather than them being a little slither of the Nile River. Because yes, and Thailand would claim the rest of this area. Yeah. And they would peacefully go through this area. But there would probably be an entire new coalition against the Australians. As let me go ahead and make a new layer, because I've never really had to done this before. But the alliance layer, as it will become the alliance layer, and that would not work out. Never mind. But we're gonna see the alliance of the Thailands, the Vietnamese, and the Bangladesh. And surprisingly, though this would never happen, these two will finally team up. The Chinese, Thailand, and Vietnamese, again, they would probably never team up. The only reason why it even worked in the Cold War is because of the Soviet Union. But yeah. Yeah, yeah. But we will see we will see the Australians begin to move their navy again all the way over here. All the way back to Africa, as now we are going to be highlighting a different country in blue. And that will be the Mozambiques. As they will go to war with the Mozambiques, as they want even more land over here and for even more resources. That way they can continue to grow stronger and stronger. As now, the Mozambiques, they're done for. As the Navy will almost completely starve the entire country, as the exports of their food will be from China and the USA, I believe. But we will see the Australians make a landing, cutting the country into 3 halves, as they will, or 3 different portions, as they will cut them off right here and over here. This area will immediately surrender. This area up here will survive for a little bit, but not long after the capital begins to grow threatened, as they will make a landing right near the capitals, 2 landings actually, and they'll completely sever off this southern portion, and the Mozambique country will basically collapse along with this northern half up here. And we would probably expect the Mozambiques have a new area. They would become a simple puppet state for the Australians, or this area all the way up here would go over to the Malawi's or Zimbabwe, but or to Zambia. So we're gonna see a trisecta partitioning all the way down over here, and it'll be between this weird portion of Mozambique, and we'll even see South Africa getting a little bit of land down here. So yeah. Zimbabwe right here will not be getting as much land, though they will still be getting a little bit of land. They'll annex this much, and they'll continue to do so, as they'll now get their new portion of land through the Australians right here. What they don't know is that the Australians basically have turned them into new allies, as they knew that these countries probably wouldn't resist getting a free bit of land, as, you know, countries are, as all countries want land and to be able to get new resources to actually please their people. That way they won't go off in a strike. Which is why the South Africans will officially become their ally, along with the Malawi's. The Tanzanians will also get a little bit of land over here, and it will look like so after. They don't get much coastline, though they do get more coast on this side, which will lead to the rest of this area for the Tanzanians to look like this, as they will expand south a little. So now we got the Aussies take over this much land away from Mozambique and give over to many other countries. As now they will gain a new separate ally, and that will be the South Africans, the Malawi's, and the Tanzanians. Yeah, there you go. So, we would probably see them team up with the South Koreans, and they would also probably team up with the Japanese right up here. Boom. And they would soon make a little bit of a difficult decision, and that will be to team up with Taiwan. Though they did get rid of the Philippines, one of their former allies, but no one cares now, as Taiwan made a upgrade, a giant upgrade. This alliance would never beat China in a million years, as China is like the second strongest country behind the USA for obvious reasons, but never in a million years would they ever defeat China, as though they do have Vietnam and Thailand on their team, which is even a buff, as Myanmar would join, considering if they fixed up their country or not, which would lead to the entire Indo-Chinese areas down over here would completely align. Like, this is just an impossible scenario in real life, as they would take over NATO lands, for example, French islands over here, like New Caledonia over here, and this island right here. And there's even the United States American islands all the way over here, like these islands right here, Guam. There's a few other islands that are from the British. So obviously this scenario would never work out in real life. But that's going to be all for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed, and peace out.